Today, we're venturing into the shadows, a place where modern India's most defining conflicts are fought. And I'm not talking about traditional battlefields. No, these are wars fought in back alleys, in boardrooms, and in the quiet corridors of power.
This one moment, just think about it. Captured on live television, these last words perfectly sum up the brutal reality of this hidden war. So, in this explainer, we're going to look at both sides of this coin, the incredible rise of the criminal underworld, and the state's secret and often very controversial way of fighting back.
But first, to really get why the state did what it did, you have to understand the sheer scale of the challenge it was up against. This wasn't just about crime anymore, it was a parallel system of power.
So let's take a look at how these criminal empires got so powerful that they could openly challenge the government itself, creating their own rules, their own jungle Raj, right in the heart of India.
Now, what's really fascinating here is how these two men, Dawood in Mumbai and Atiq in Uttar Pradesh, were basically reading from the exact same playbook. They start small with petty crime, then they ruthlessly get rid of their rivals, and then, and this is the masterstroke, they weaponize politics to make themselves untouchable. Atiq literally murdered his own mentor to become an MLA, a lawmaker. And Dawood, he went from smuggling gold to masterminding one of the deadliest terror attacks in India's history.
And their power wasn't just about money. Oh no, it was paramilitary. Atiq Ahmed had a private army of more than 120 sharpshooters. You see, these guys didn't just break the law. In their territories, they were the law, terrorizing whole cities and rotting the system from the inside out. Which brings us to a really important question. When the official system seems so compromised, so broken, who was actually fighting back for India? To answer that, we have to flip the script and look at the other secret war. The one fought in the shadows, not against gangsters, but against enemies of the state.
So while these dons were building their very public empires of fear, a completely different kind of soldier was fighting for India in total anonymity, operating deep behind enemy lines, where one wrong move meant death.
In this story, it just brilliantly illustrates the kind of personal sacrifice we're talking about. Just try to imagine this. You're a college student named Sehmat, and on his deathbed, your own father asks you to abandon your entire life, marry the son of a top Pakistani general, and become a spy. And this is right before the 1971 war. In just a matter of weeks, RAW, India's intelligence agency, turns her into an agent, and suddenly she's India's eyes and ears inside the enemy's highest command.
And the intelligence she sent back, it wasn't just helpful, it was an absolute game changer. She uncovered Pakistan's biggest secret plan. They were going to use their best submarine, the PNS Ghazi, to sink India's only aircraft carrier, the INS Vikrant. Because of her, the Indian Navy was able to set a trap, sink the Ghazi, and basically win the war at sea before it even began. It completely changed the course of the war.
But this kind of hidden bravery comes in many forms. While Sehmat was fighting this lonely, psychological war of wits, other heroes were fighting a desperate physical battle just to be free. I'm talking about the 3 Indian pilots, prisoners in a high-security Pakistani camp, who spent months digging a tunnel with a stolen screwdriver and then escaped, finding their way home with a compass they made out of a sewing needle. Just incredible.
So you have these two hidden worlds, right? The criminal underworld and the state's secret agents. Sooner or later, they were bound to collide. And when they finally did, well, it was explosive.
By 2005, the Indian state had pretty much decided that to hunt a monster like Dawood Ibrahim, maybe, just maybe, it had to bend its own rules. And the perfect opportunity came knocking. Dawood's daughter was getting married in Dubai. Intel said he would actually risk leaving his safe haven, protected by Pakistan's ISI, to be there. This was it. This was the golden opportunity they had been waiting for. And the man behind the plan was none other than the legendary Ajit Doval. The strategy was pure asymmetric warfare, something we now call the Doval Doctrine. It was completely off the books. The plan was genius, really. Use Dawood's own world against him. They got his arch-rival, Chotarajan, to provide 2 of his best hitmen. If it worked, India's #1 enemy is gone. If it failed and they got caught, the government could just say, hey, that wasn't us, it's just another gang killing. Plausible deniability.
So, picture this. The plan is in motion. The date is set. The shooters, Vicky Malhotra and Fareed Tanasha, are in a hotel room in Delhi. And who walks in to give them their final briefing? Ajit Doval himself. They are literally just hours away from getting on a flight to Dubai. India's biggest, most secret operation is right on the edge of success.
And then, the absolute unthinkable happens.
As Doval is in the middle of briefing his assassins, a team from the Mumbai Police Crime Branch kicks down the door. They had no idea about Doval or the mission. They were just tracking the shooters for a totally unrelated extortion case. And just like that, they arrest both men. The entire operation collapses, not because of the enemy, but because one hand of India's law enforcement had no idea what the other was doing.
But was it just a colossal, embarrassing mistake? Or was it something far more sinister? Years later, the former Home Secretary R.K. Singh made an absolutely explosive claim. He said that raid was no coincidence. He alleged that some officers in the Mumbai police were actually on Dawood's payroll. And that raises a really chilling possibility, that this top-secret mission wasn't a blunder. It was deliberately sabotaged from the inside.
And that spectacular failure really brings us to where we are today, where the lines in these secret wars are still incredibly blurry, and so many crucial questions are just left hanging in the air.
You see, for every story we think we know, there are a dozen unanswered questions. Who really ordered Atiq Ahmed's assassination on live TV? Was Doval's mission betrayed by moles? What's the real story behind those reports of a CIA plot against the Indian Prime Minister that was supposedly stopped by the Russians? And just how deep do the connections go between guys like Atiq, Pakistan's ISI, and global terror groups?
And all of this leaves us with the ultimate question, doesn't it? In this murky world of invisible wars, where gangsters play politics, and the state sometimes has to use gangsters to fight its battles, it becomes almost impossible to tell the good guys from the bad guys. It's a stark reminder that, in the world of shadows, the truth is almost always the first casualty.